was a living example of what it means to give your life for the Lord. And he always had a good advice for you. And he loved his family. He loved the Lord. He loved his family. And he loved people. And James will always be our baby. And he had a pillar that says, if I had known grandchildren could be so much fun, I would have had them first. And I laughed, and I said, where did you get this? And he laughed, and he said, Robert didn't think too much of that. But he loved the Lord, and he loved people, so we would have missed seeing him. But he would be with us for the rest of our lives, and he was not only just the father to Robert and James. I mean, he seemed like he just took the whole family under their wings, and it's good to see all of you here today. And let's remember the good advice that he told us, and we'll be going the same way that he's going one of these days. And he tried to let us know that he was ready, and for us to get ready and stay ready. So it's been a joy to be with this family all these years, and I have a lot to say, but I'm not gonna try to say it all. But we're gonna be talking about him all the time. We're gonna be talking about him.
We're gonna celebrate for a while.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
Many of us that are the dozens of cousins. Okay. That are the dozens of cousins. We were fortunate enough, John and I, to be among the first that were married, and had the first ode to Johnny and Liz by the self-appointed poet laureate of the family. That's one of my first remembrances of Bobby. The Chatfields will be forever grateful to Pitt and Bobby for the loving care that they gave to our mother, Catherine. And for many years, after she came here, she would spend Friday nights at the Adamsons for dinner. And she looked forward every week to the ride home with Bobby. Bobby would always bring her home, and she said that she had such wonderful conversations with him. So he's very special. He and Pitt are very special to us, and we love them both.
I'm a sister-in-law, and I had written something that I need to read it. When I entered the Bone clan nearly 35 years ago, Bobby was one of the first in the family to accept me with open arms and total acceptance. Bobby was so much fun. I'm now wondering who will wear, if anyone, the necktie on Thanksgiving.
I want it back.
There will be a void, but remembrances galore. Thanksgiving, going to Bobby's swearing in when he was appointed judge. Bobby always doing the preparation, mowing, etc. at the farm before Thanksgiving. Getting the updates on his and James' camping trips, which was always wonderful. Bobby's humor, hearing about the latest book he read, and waiting with anticipation the yearly Christmas card with Bobby, Maddie, and Bobby. So many more wonderful thoughts about Bobby. Something that will always stand out in my mind about Bobby is the devout Christian man he was. There's no doubt as to where he is now, even though I'm convinced he is with God and others that have gone before him. It doesn't lessen the loss.
Brother-in-law here. I have a brief statement that's posted on the web, but I want to read this for those who may not get to read it. Memories of Bobby Adamson. My memory of John Robert, Bobby Adamson, is that of a man who I learned to respect, honor, and love. His consistent work ethic, moral values, dedicated Christian life endowed him to be a true model father, plus a respected and affectionately endeared grandfather. His unique knowledge of law, combined with his balanced respect for mankind, grew from his practice and experience to become a revered state judge. Bobby always held his wife Mary Alice Bone Adamson Pitt, my sister, on the pedestal of endearment, respect, praise, and agape love. Together they made the most consistently, together they made the most in love couple I've known. And they really knew each other through and through. Bobby achieved success that made his life an inspiration and his memory a benediction. I shall miss him. My daughter Gaynell was unable to be here. She's doing something that's been planned a long time for her youngest son, his college degree. He got back in the service, and they planned a birthday party and a celebration for his graduation. And she sends this love. Dear Ped, Robert, and James, I would love to be there with you and all the family today, but please know that I am with you in spirit. Your family has always been very close to my heart. I love Uncle Bobby, and my memories are full. From the earliest days at the farm when I was on duty watching Bobby and James, to just recently seeing Bobby at Ruth Norton's memorial service, it has been a lifetime of love for the Adamson family. He will be missed so much, and you, Ped, will be in my continual prayers. With love, Gaynell.
I want to share some of the fun times that we had with Bobby. When in about 1980, when Ann Bonham invited us to come over to England and stay in her flat while we could tour England. They had a tote bag that they carried all of our paraphernalia, and so the three brother-in-laws would take turns in carrying the what did we call it? The torture bag. They called it the torture bag, and Alec was the pathfinder. We always depended on him to lead the direction to where to go. And then one time we were at this castle, Windsor Castle, I think, and there was a sentry standing there as tall and straight with his gun guarding the door. And my brother-in-law, Bob Adamson, walked up to him, took out this tin of snuff and said, "You want some worm dirt?" Didn't bat an eyelash. He said, "You don't like worm dirt?" That fella stood there, never did move a muscle, so erect. And then another time I wanted to tell you about was when our kids were in college age and going to college. They were going on spring break, so all of the siblings decided we would have our spring break. So we went to Galveston and stayed in the flagship. It's gone now. The hurricane washed it away, but it was out on piers up high. We were up in the top floor. And we were in the Adamson's room, and Pid had a wig that she wore because she had a new hairdo. She had a permanent wave. And when she didn't want to ruin it, when she got out of the water, she had her head wet, so she wanted to look decent. So she brought this real curly wig and covered her head. And so she tried it on. All the girls tried it on. And then Bob said, "Let me hear, give me that." He put it on the top of his head and just sat right on the very top of his head. And Pid laughed. She laughed till she cried. We all laughed. We were falling over laughing. And he said, someone said, "I bet you won't go down in the lobby with that on." He said, "Sure." I said, "Come on, Mary Alice, come on." We're going down to the lobby. And so she said, "No, I'm not going to be seen with you looking like that." And so I said, I volunteered. I said, "I'll go with you." So we got on the elevator. First, I want to tell you, we had on shorts, and he had on shorts and thong sandals and that wig. We got on, the people just got on, and we go down to the next floor, people get on. They didn't seem to notice, and so then one lady got on, and she looked askance at him, and he said, "What's the matter? Haven't you ever seen Arab titties before?"